Hi and welcome back to Just Maria D. I am indeed Maria D, and here I am again with yet another onion. I'd like to welcome you back to Avogo Cooking. Yeah, mate. Today we're making the hairy dieters Italian meatballs with chunky tomato sauce. Without the spaghetti, this recipe comes to 282 calories per portion. Now the recipe calls for half a medium onion. I am doubling this recipe once again. Recipe says that it serves 4. We have 5 of us. 3 of those are quite big eaters. So I thought that I would double it and make my portion size smaller, obviously. And I'm actually not going to eat mine with spaghetti. I'm going to eat it with courgette or zucchini, as you might call it. The onion needs to be finely chopped. In retrospect, it needs to be more finely chopped than I have chopped it there. The recipe calls for a medium carrot. I have used quite a large carrot actually, rather than 2 mediums. I wasn't keen to double the carrot properly because I was worried that it might make the meatballs too wet and soggy, which would have meant that they wouldn't have held together very well. And I think, looking back, that I probably got the consistency just about right. They held together really well. Now top and tail 2 garlic cloves, or in my case I think I've used 4 or 5 actually. I really like garlic. And then crush them into the mixture, into the bowl, and Bob's your uncle. No doubt I'm blunting all my knives with these cooking practices. Now we add in 1 teaspoon of dried oregano or oregano. I'm using 2 teaspoons instead. Time to salt the dish with half a teaspoon of fine sea salt. I'm using 2 half teaspoons of table salt just because that's what I have. Then add 500 grams of lean pork or beef mince, less than 10% fat. I have managed to get less than 5% fat, or 250 grams of each. Now I wondered how I was going to go with the pork mince, to be honest, because I'm not the biggest fan of pork generally, but I really enjoyed it in this recipe. It would be interesting to see how it went with the mixture of pork and beef. I think that some of my family members might like that more. They really enjoy minced beef, but I really don't. Once your hands are clean, give it a good swirl around the bowl, mixing it to the consistency that you need to be able to roll it into balls about the size of a walnut in a shell. This is where you begin to see that I really should have cut those onions a lot finer than what I have. But anyway, you live and you learn. Now it's time to roll them, roll them, roll them. Keep them balls a-rolling, rawhide, or something like that. I've really only just put this bit of the video in to show you my expert rolling skills, to show you just how skilled I am for whipping it back and forth there. But yeah, I'm going to cut this a little bit short. It might lead to jealousy about my expert tossing skills. And here we have them, shiny, happy meatballs on a plate, waiting to be browned in a frying pan. This is the browning process. No, it's not a tanning studio. We're putting them in there just to lightly brown them, or in my case, lightly brown half of them and partially burn the other side. I know you may feel like you've been here before this video, but no, this is not a rerun. This is me chopping yet another onion. Yes, I am. We're moving on to the saucy bit of the video. Yeah, I feel like I should play some Barry White at this point because yeah, we're about to get saucy. We're about to make the tomato sauce, in fact. I know it doesn't get any more thrilling than me top and tailing some garlic, so I just thought I'd leave this little bit in here for you. The recipe at this point called for half a medium onion. I've used a full one because I'm doubling it. 1 garlic clove. I've used about 60 billion, but you can obviously work out how many you like to use. At this point, the job is to lightly brown the onions and cooking them in half a teaspoon of sunflower oil until they become soft, adding the garlic towards the end. When we have done that, we are then to use a 400 gram can of chopped tomatoes. Again, I have used 2 cans of chopped tomatoes because, you know, YOLO. You are then to add 100 mils of red wine or water. This particular bottle is 150 mils. I have used that and made the rest up with water. Of course, it is Australian, like, what do you think it would be? French? At this point, I'm also adding in the additional 200 mils of cold water. Once this is mixed and gently simmered for 5 minutes, stirring regularly, I then add in the browned meatballs and bring back to a simmer. Once this has happened for 5 minutes, you cover the pan loosely with a lid and leave the meatballs to simmer in the juices of our sauce for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, remove the lid and continue simmering for another 15 to 20 minutes until the sauce is thick. As you can see, I put my courgette and spaghetti on to cook, obviously not at the same time, and I did cook my courgette in a dollop of butter. But if you don't tell the hairy bikers, neither will I. This is the part where I got it wrong. You're supposed to serve with small portions of pasta and lots of vegetables. Yeah, I can't see my boys eating spaghetti bowl that way, but I will try that next time. And as for me, I have gone with the courgette. Will I cook this recipe again? Yes, absolutely I will. While it was more time consuming than the way I normally do it, it was definitely a winner with everybody in our family. So thanks, hairy bikers, for another great meal.